Alright, hey guys, and let's talk about Marvel's What If. So, What If was a how many was it? 7, 9 episodes. Let me see. I think it's 8 episodes, right? No, it's actually 9 episodes. Okay, so it's a 9 episode part TV series, and there were some good parts, there were some bad parts, and there were some parts that were just social justice warrior moments, and some parts that were just super wicked, amazing, insane, cool, and I actually clipped one of my favorite scenes from the entire series and put it out as a YouTube video, which is the part where Ultron actually just this insane like blast, just super powerful explosion ability that Doctor Strange just straight up swallows. So at first I thought they were completely disconnected, and the only similarity, I mean the only connection between these was the Watcher, but later on it turns out that the Watcher and everything gets interconnected because of Ultron, who becomes ridiculously powerful. So I'm not going to go through the entire plot because it's not only long, but also there are moments in this that are just plain boring. Like if you ask me, the first 2 episodes are not that great. The third episode was okay, a little bit interesting. The fourth one, though, really caught my eye. The fourth episode for me was one of the best episodes of the entire series, which is in sort of this Steins Gate anime. If you guys have watched Steins Gate, one of the best animes, I think. It's sort of a Steins Gate anime style. Doctor Strange has to go back in time again and again to try to save Christine. And man, this is one of the best episodes. I would say one of my favorite animated episodes of all time. One off for sure. As you can see, the rating here is 9 out of 10. I think it deserves its rating. It's amazing. All these episodes are well animated, but in terms of the story of this one, it manages to show you a lot of things in a short period of time, but gives you a lot of value. There's no boring moment or scene where it's there for no reason. The pauses are meaningful. There's no unnecessary quips or comic relief just for the sake of comic relief. They know how important it is. Like there are certain ones that have comic relief, and they were fun in their own respective rights, but this one was really, really important, and it really showed us what Doctor Strange can be as a character if things took a different turn. And man, this was amazing, right? Even Marvel Zombies. I've read Marvel Zombies, the comic. What If Zombies was okay. It's not that impressive by any means, but the ending and the twist between Wanda and Vision, I think, was pretty cool, I would say. But it's not that out of this world. Like, it's kind of expected too. The Killmonger thing was not that impressive for me. What if Thor were an only child? I actually found this pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Thor is really stupid in this. Like, the MCU loves to make Thor the idiot, even though Thor is not necessarily that in the comics a lot of the time, but they like to make him the idiot, the big powerful god of lightning that's actually not that powerful and stupid. They like to do that. But I found the Frigga part where Frigga comes to check on her son really, really funny. And yeah, I was just laughing my ass off in that whole scene. And then Captain Marvel plays like this sort of other sort of invigilator sort of role of what Thor is doing. Then she comes and checks on him, fights him, tries to stop what he's doing and all that. And then there's this dark humor about the possibility that Thor's partying destroyed another planet, or yeah, something like that. And I thought that might actually come true, and that would be pretty scary if it did, but it did not. They just sort of hushed it off. But it did end with Ultron showing up. So the next episode is where things really pick up. Like, What If Ultron 1 was one of the best episodes of the series, and it gave a story that overshadowed all the other episodes except Doctor Strange. And lucky for us, they decided to go by combining the Doctor Strange and this Ultron universe, and of course everything else, but everything else was not that great, right? But they combined these, and they made this Guardians of the Multiverse team come together to defeat Ultron. And let me tell you, out of this team that was built, right, this Guardians of the Multiverse team, you have your Sharon Carter, Captain America, who's okay, doesn't really fit into the situation of what's happening because there's just so many things going on that she just doesn't fit. We have the Star-Lord, what's his name? T'Challa as Star-Lord, who is a meh character. We have the Killmonger as Black Panther, who is a meh character too. Stupid Thor, who is meh. What's her name? Gamora, who's meh too. So all the other characters are actually really, really underwhelming in terms of the team that was built. But Doctor Strange and Ultron alone really carried this final episode, the finale sort of, as these guardians of the multiverse came together to stop Ultron. And the fight, and the final fight especially that happened between them, is almost like the Thanos fight that we got in Infinity War. And man, it was super awesome, super cool, insanely good fight scene. And I really wish we had that as the focus of like the core story of Doctor Strange, and maybe some better built characters. Like, this team just felt underwhelming, brought together to defeat Ultron, and in the same story and fashion that they did would have been super impressive. So if you ask me, this entire What If, on average, right? Wait, hang on. Where is the... Do I have... can I go back to What If? Okay, there we go. So, So this What If, based on the average here, is a 7.6. And I think some of these are a little bit too high rated. Like, this definitely deserves that rating. Like, these last two episodes definitely are really amazing. This is really amazing. For me, overall, like, as a series, okay, hang on, let me pull this up. Okay, overall as a series, it is a 6 out of 10. Okay, because it is still interesting, it's still daring. They took a lot of made a lot of choices and decisions that they can't do in the MCU, because they didn't establish the idea of a multiverse, and for them, showing these alternate stories and alternate plot lines may seem really tricky, and the backlash they may get, because the production value of a single film in the MCU is really expensive, whereas in animation they can actually do a lot of different things. They can play around. All they gotta hire is voice actors, and then they can animate whatever they want. They don't have to like build a mech suit and all these things. They can just draw it out. So in terms of that, I like the the choices that they made, the decisions that they went with, and the twist that they did. That Sharon Carter was the one that got Peggy Carter was the one that got the serum instead of Steve Rogers, and all these different things. Okay, fine, they went for these things, but the story itself is not that cool. Like, Peggy Carter is not as likable of a character as Steve Rogers because of Steve Rogers' history. Like, Steve Rogers was the guy that dived in for the grenade that was thrown at his fellow soldiers. We don't get to see these things from Peggy Carter. Like, we don't know her well enough. Besides the fact that, yes, she's a decorated agent who is apparently very good at the job, and she just turns out to be like forced into our face as the Captain America that we gotta appreciate. Here she's Captain Britain, I know, but eventually she ends up with the shield and whatever. And Steve Rogers is sort of forced to pilot a Iron Man mech suit that Howard Stark can build using the power of the Tesseract. Like, okay, that's some interesting technology of its time. Regardless, it was something that they tried, but like, even the Killmonger story of Killmonger actually defeating Stark and taking over Wakanda. So there's just so many things that I felt were like very forced, not necessary, not that great. It's not that cool. It's not cool. Like, in the actual film, if Killmonger deserves to be king. Like, we all know that, because he actually beat T'Challa in the one-on-one fight fair and square. So here they're like, making him the king and whatever, but he's not that likable because he's still a villain. Whereas Doctor Strange's story and his redemption arc, when he tries to save Christine, is something entirely, like, so much better of a story. And Gamora is not likable in any way. The story that they made for her and this Star-Lord T'Challa was super shallow, super shallow. Ultron was amazing. Ultron was definitely amazing. So yeah, those are my points. It's overall a 6 out of 10. The animation and the music was fantastic, but as I said, the story is not that impressive. The character arcs itself was questionable in a lot of other moments and whatever. But I must say that the if you ask me to rate the Doctor Strange episode and the Ultron episode, I would give it an 8 out of 10. These are some of the best animated episodes I've seen ever, like ever. Seriously, they are amazing. Why 8 and not higher? I wish they were a film by itself. If this was a film by itself, I would probably give it a 9 or 10 out of 10. Like, I want it longer, more well fleshed out, more, like Christine has to have a better role. There has to be more reasons for him to go into this darkness besides just, I want to just save Christine. Like, they do fledge it out in in certain scenes, but I feel very compressed still because of its runtime. And I think these are the times where it's not just the scenes, but also the time given for you to understand and feel for the character that really matters. And the emotional aspect of it, I feel, really needs more depth, is what I have to say. So yeah, it's a 6 out of 10 overall, but definitely those two episodes are 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. There's really no question about it. You can take it as an 8, you can take it as a 9, but overall as a series, it is a 6 out of 10 for me. So if you ask me, should you watch What If? Well, I would say, what if I told you to just watch 3 episodes? Watch the episode 4. Actually, you know what? Episode 5 is not bad. You can watch 4, you can watch 5, you can watch 8 and watch 9. These 4 are the best episodes of the entire series. The rest of it, even if you don't watch them, you don't lose anything. Watching them, you don't gain anything, and not watching them, you don't lose anything. So just watch episode 4, 5, 8 and 9. I think those are the important ones and the ones of value and the better ones out there. Definitely, no question about it. So yeah, that's it from me. See you guys in the next one. Take care.